Sometimes we get so caught up in all of the jobs and responsibilities of parenting that we just really need to figure out how to enjoy our children more. Let's cover this today in 5 quick tips. Tip number 1, decide that it's important to you. Remember, this is Live on Purpose TV, so we're going to have a clear purpose behind it. If it is important to you, then you will do some of the hard things that need to be done to achieve it. We're talking about enjoying your children more. So how could anything be more important than your job as a parent? Get clear about your intentional desire to create a situation where you are consistently enjoying your children more. It's simply a decision or a choice. Make it an intentional goal, and then that goal can start to drive everything else, including your behaviors and the direction that you want to go with your parenting strategies. Again, tip number 1, decide that it's important to you. Now let's jump into tip number 2. Examine your perspective. Perspective is everything. It's really all that we have. Everything that we experience is our perspective of that experience. Through our senses and through our experience, we develop these perspectives. Children operate in fairly predictable ways. And part of our perspective is what we expect or our understanding of child development. Here's something that I've noticed, and sometimes I get kind of sad about this, honestly. Children don't keep. They really don't. Vicky has a picture hanging in our home that has a poem on it, and it says something like, "Go away cobwebs, dust go to sleep, I'm rocking my baby, and babies don't keep." You know, meaning you could be up doing all this housework and trying to work on everything. Babies don't keep. They grow up really, really fast. It feels like I just barely became a grandfather. Well, my granddaughter is 4 years old at the time of this filming. Babies don't keep. They turn into little kids. Little kids don't keep. They turn into big kids. Big kids don't keep. They turn into teenagers. Do you see where I'm going with this? And then young adults, and then older adults. And what happened? Where did it all go? Do you remember Fiddler on the Roof? And they're singing that song, sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, quickly fly the years. I don't know all the lyrics, but you get the feel for it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And I don't want to get all sappy and sentimental, although I am kind of sometimes. But connect with that for a minute, will ya? Kids don't keep. Having that perspective will help you to enjoy them now. I noticed something that my daughter-in-law does brilliantly. When the kids start to get a little mischievous, and they will, right? I've got 2 grandkids that are being raised in that particular family. And when they get a little mischievous, or they get into something, or they make a little mess, she, instead of getting all upset at them, and I'm sure she has her moments, we all do, but instead of getting upset at them, she pulls out her camera. She captures the cuteness of that, and then she shares it in a joyful way with the extended family, including the grandparents, and I'm so grateful for that. Thank you, Jess, for all you're doing there. That is really awesome. And it helps the perspective of, hey, babies don't keep. And so let's enjoy them where they are, how they are, right now, without changing anything. Let's quit wishing away their childhood and just see that this is awesome right now. That will be much more clear to you when you get to be my age, you know, a little older, and you're looking back and you're thinking, wow, that really went fast. Another word about perspective, it helps to understand basic child development and psychology. We've done some other videos about that, and please connect to the Positive Parenting playlist here on the channel. We've got a lot of videos there that help you to understand, what can I expect from my kids? You know, what's developmentally appropriate? Or how does what I'm experiencing here with my kid fit into the norms? All of that gives you a perspective that can help you to just kind of chill out a little bit and enjoy your kids more. Tip number 3. This is something I have a lot of fun talking about because it has to do with control. And control is something that we constantly get to grapple with as parents because we don't have very much. Have you noticed? Especially with our teenagers. Come to terms with what you do control and what you don't control, and then put more of your energy into what you do. I'm always reminded of the serenity prayer that they use in Alcoholics or Narcotics Anonymous in those support group meetings. And the serenity prayer goes something like this. It goes, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. That's pretty good for parents. Connecting with your control helps you to pay attention to the things that you can actually have some hope of changing. Now, as you connect with your control, let's take a look at what would happen. If you were to take on a challenge task, for example, what if I gave you the task of enjoying your child? Now, I know you already enjoy your child, but I mean really enjoy that child, especially if you've got one that's kind of challenging you, pushing your buttons a little bit. Think of that one right now. Your job, your challenge is to really enjoy them. Not pretend, actually do it. And 1 year's worth of your income is riding on it. It's amazing when we set up a scenario this way how our mind starts to process it differently. I had a teenager here in my office not too long ago, and I'm like, okay, what if I asked you to show up at my house at 5 o'clock every morning, 5 days in a row, wearing a tuxedo? Could you do it? And you can't be late, not even 1 minute late. And if you do it, you get $1 million. This kid's eyes light up, and then he's like, oh, because he didn't realize that he could actually pull that off. I don't have a driver's license. I don't think I can get up that early. I mean, he had 15 reasons why he couldn't. All he needs is one good reason why he can, and the $1 million might be that reason. What would you do if a whole year income were riding on your ability to enjoy your child sincerely, deeply, pleasurably for 1 day? Could you do it? Yes, you could. Better question, how would you do that? Spend a little time on that question. I think it's going to inform your mind of some things that you hadn't even considered. All right, let's move on to tip number 4. Change your expectation. Usually we feel frustration as a parent when our expectations aren't being met. Be conscious about that. What are your expectations? And I tell you what, if you're expecting that child to make you feel validated or honored as a parent, to make you happy, if you're expecting them to take care of you, you're going to feel frustrated and disappointed and annoyed and angry and upset. What if we change the expectation? What if your expectation were to be entertained? This is a whole different direction from expecting them to take care of our feelings. What if all you were expecting from your child or your teen was to be entertained? Do you think your mind would look for and even find ways for you to fulfill that expectation? Oh, absolutely. Kids, teenagers, they're doing goofy stuff all the time. That's very entertaining if that's what you're looking for. This is why we have viral videos out there of kids doing the darndest things. It's entertaining. Change your expectation, you start to look through different eyes. When you change the way you look at things, all this stuff that you're looking at changes. And finally, I want to add this tip because it's really more of an observation. Number 5 is this. Enjoying your kids makes them more enjoyable. There's a couple of reasons for this. Probably the most powerful part of this is how it changes your own mind. Just like we talked about in the tips regarding perception and control. Your mind changes when you change your focus and your expectation. So you will find them more enjoyable. And here's the other part of this that is really kind of cool. I know this because I've worked with tons of teens in the past. I've raised 4 in my own house and contributed to raising several others. Here's what I've noticed about teenagers. When you enjoy them, you have more influence over them. Yeah. it changes their receptivity to you, probably because your own mind and energy has changed. But I've observed this so many times that I feel like I wanted to include that for you here. It can actually be another tip. Enjoy them on purpose, by choice, and they will become more enjoyable. That's not just true of the teens. That's true of all of our kids and maybe the other humans on our planet as well. I think if we're not having fun, we might want to make some adjustments, and sometimes it's about having the right resources on board. Please take a moment to check out the Parenting Power Up, where Vicki and I will team up to be on your parenting team.
I saw her standing in the street alone. Her head was down, face locked